Hello and welcome to our movie recap channel. Today I'm going to explain a horror mystery movie called Countdown from 2019. I hope you enjoy the video, so let's start. The film opens with a group of friends who are seen drinking at a party. As all of them fool around and get drunk, they begin discussing an app called Countdown that makes death predictions. As they seem interested in this app, all of them start disclosing their assigned dates one by one, but Courtney, one of the friends, is given a death time that is later that evening. They all don't take this seriously, but Courtney gets scared because of her short time. While leaving after the party, she is with her boyfriend, Evan, who is very drunk because of the party. Evan tries to drive her home, but she is hesitant to let him because of the countdown clock and insists they walk instead. Evan does not want her to take the app seriously, but he sees that she clearly does not want to be in the car while he is drunk because of the fear that he might crash. She then receives a notification stating that she disregarded the Countdown app's user agreement. As she walks further, a cloaked figure can be seen walking closely behind her, but it soon vanishes. After running inside her house, Courtney locks the door and peers outside. The Countdown app then goes off, so she enters the bathroom, fills a glass with water, and checks the shower. After dropping the glass, she is vertically lifted into the air and takes it away as her time is almost over. She then suddenly drops as her head hits the bathtub, and she dies right at the exact time the app was telling. We then see the scene of the car crash in the woods, and it is Evan. A tree branch has broken through the car and into the passenger seat, where Courtney would have been. This means that Courtney would have passed away regardless, which proves that the Countdown app's predictions are accurate. After this, we see Quinn, the main character, and a nurse at a hospital. She goes and sees Evan, who is due for surgery in this hospital. He seems very miserable, so Quinn makes an effort to console Evan and tries to cheer him up. Evan laments Courtney's passing and recognizes that he will soon pass away because the Countdown app depicts him passing away during surgery. Then, a few of Quinn's co-workers, who report to Nurse Amy, begin downloading the Countdown app as well. They all look at their times and joke about how much time they have. Abruptly, a couple enters the hospital room, and the girlfriend appears to have overdosed. She almost passes away, but the staff gives her a Narcan dose to revive her, and Quinn notices that if a person is almost passed away from an overdose, they can be revived with Narcan. We now return to Evan, who is avoiding the surgery by meandering through a hospital area that is undergoing construction, and we observe that he has been charged with violating the user agreement as well. In the hallway mirror, he spots a hooded figure behind him. When he turns to look again, it suddenly vanishes the same way it vanished before Courtney saw it. He manages to flee to a stairwell as the lights begin to flicker. He calls out to Courtney's apparition on the steps, but when she turns around, her eyes are yellow and her face is rotten. As the camera pans to the bottom of the stairwell, we witness Evan and his phone falling. Just when the time on the phone is over, Evan passes away, confirming that the app is extremely accurate. As she leaves the hospital, Quinn also installs the app and gets a bit concerned because she has only 3 days left. But she does not take this seriously and brushes it off while completely forgetting about it. The TV is on when she visits her father's house to get information for her work forms. When she opens the wardrobe after hearing a noise, she discovers Jordan, her younger sister. She chastises her sister after pulling some clothes over to reveal a naked boy. We can see that the sisters' relationship is a little strained because the younger sister feels that Quinn hasn't spent much time with her and their father since her mother passed away. Quinn then meets her father and has a wholesome moment with him as Jordan listens from her room. The following day at work, Quinn learns of Evan's passing. She is a little scared now because Evan thought he would die because of the app. She is curious about finding out more about this because she has only 3 days of time on the app. She goes to his room and finds his phone, but it needs Evan's fingerprints to open up. Quinn goes to the location where his body is kept in order to open the phone. She wants to see if his time on the app is actually over or not. She struggles a lot but finally opens the phone, only to see that his time on the app was indeed over. After returning upstairs, Quinn receives a notification about her breach of the user agreement and decides not to go out with her dad and sister. She promised them a night out on the weekends, but she fears that she might actually die there, like the app says, which is why she cancels it. Then, the shadowy figure appears again in the background of one of the rooms as she moves through the hallways, but it vanishes as she turns around. Quinn is then checking on a patient when her boss, Dr. Sullivan, enters the room. The patient is unconscious, but Dr. Sullivan sees that something is clearly wrong with Quinn. He comes close to her and tries to console her. While telling her that she is a great nurse, He starts to get a little close and makes Quinn uncomfortable. Quinn eventually has to mention that she wants to do nothing like that with him, but he forces himself onto her. She is disgusted by this as Dr. Sullivan apologizes for what he has done to her. Quinn walks out of there and tries to talk to Nurse Amy in the hallway. She wants to tell Nurse Amy everything right there, but Dr. Sullivan intervenes. He calls Amy to check on a patient and takes her with him, so Quinn can't reveal anything to Nurse Amy. Later on, Quinn investigates the app at home, watching a video about it and reading comments refuting the video's veracity. She then freaks out and falls asleep in her car after seeing Evan's ghost. Her sister wakes her up the following day, and they head inside the house as it is raining. Jordan has fled from her family friend, who is caring for her while their father is out of town. She claims that she does not want to be in that house by herself and wants to spend some time with her sister. This isn't possible because Quinn herself is freaked out by everything that's been happening to her. After Jordan is denied permission to spend the night with her sisters, they get into an argument. Jordan also knows about the app and says she wants to install it, but Quinn strictly tells her not to install it. Later on, Quinn visits a cell phone store to purchase a new phone because she thinks that is the only way to get rid of the app since it won't uninstall. She buys a new phone and thinks it's a fresh start, but she becomes very upset to learn that the app is on the new phone as well. She pleads with the worker there to delete the app, but before he can try, she gets cranky and leaves the store. As she is sitting in her car, she notices the cloaked figure in the rearview mirror. The figure then attacks her, and she ends up crashing into someone else's vehicle. When the other driver approaches her and misbehaves with her, a man named Matt comes from the store and defends her. He was also in the store regarding the Countdown app because he has very little time left as well. He heard Quinn talk about it as well, so he thinks they both can help each other. Both of them decide to talk things out at a bar where they see a drunken man. They trick him into downloading the app so they can look over the terms and discover that altering any plans that would have killed them is against the terms. After this, they visit a priest who does not believe in this and refers them to another priest. Before going there, they decide to go to the hospital so Quinn can tell Nurse Amy about Dr. Sullivan. At the hospital, Quinn is questioned by HR because Dr. Sullivan has changed the story to place the blame on Quinn, and as a result, she has been suspended. Meanwhile, Matt is attacked in the washroom because he has been seeing that figure as well. Fed up by everything, both of them proceed to speak with a second priest, named John, who might have information regarding the demon pursuing them. He claims that they need to hack the app and get inside to get more information about everything. They go back to the phone store from earlier and pay the store manager to hack the app. Since Jordan downloaded the app and is meant to pass away 3 minutes before Quinn, they extend both their and Jordan's lives by the same amount of time. They are happy for now because they think everything is resolved. When Matt stays with Quinn later that evening, they discover that the countdown clock has returned to its initial time. The demon then attacks Jordan, so both Quinn and Matt go there. The three go back to Priest John, who informs them that the app's code is in Latin and describes a biblical demon that tormented a king to keep him from dying. The king sent his brother to fight in place of the gypsy, who informed him that he was expected to perish in battle, but the brother survived. John then finds a ritual as they bless some salt in a ring to ward off the demon. They need to break the curse by delaying anyone's death by 1 second by staying inside the ring. The demon appears and succeeds in luring Matt outside the ring by triggering a loud alarm that everyone can hear, with the exception of Matt. Matt is expressing regret to the spirit of his deceased younger brother, whom the demon had previously assumed the form of during the attack at the hospital. When Matt's brother was dying in the hospital when they were younger, he stole his dinosaur, and Matt was consumed with guilt. Quinn and Jordan start chasing the demon as the brother's eyes turn green and he is pulled outside. When they go outside, they discover Matt is fine, but he is struck by a truck right away and killed by being pinned against a tree. When Quinn learns that her sister was impaled in the abdomen while pursuing Matt, they whisk her to the hospital, where Jordan is being treated by Dr. Sullivan. Another employee approaches Quinn and informs her that Dr. Sullivan also assaulted her and that if Quinn wishes to come forward legally, she will support her. Quinn enters Dr. Sullivan's office and entices him to visit the hospital's newly constructed wing, where she introduces a scheme they discussed with the priest. If someone passes away before their time, the demon will be vanquished. As they struggle, Quinn tries to give Sullivan an overdose of morphine, but the demon pulls him away. When Jordan arrives, the demon pursues her and launches her through a window into a different room. Quinn starts injecting herself with morphine to attract the demon's attention. The demon then takes on the appearance of Quinn's mother and tries to hold her down for as long as possible so it can seize Jordan. Despite the demon's resistance, Quinn injects herself, and doing this turns the demon into ash. Jordan rushes over to her sister's unconscious body and sobs. Then she finds a syringe full of Narcan in her pocket and realizes Quinn has drawn a diagram showing where to inject it on her arm. She gives Quinn the shot, reviving her just like the overdosed patient at the start. After all of this is finally over, Quinn, Jordan, and her father visit Quinn's mother's grave. Quinn receives a new notification on her phone as they are leaving, which says that Countdown has completed updating to version 2.0. Here, this movie ends. I hope you liked the story recap. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.